Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case. Is answers closer than we think? A lot to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan,
Sing it with me.
but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul through the fight and flame.
Look at all the beautiful pearls rolling in.
My strength, my faith, faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Let's go. Love you, $2.
Better tighten them clothes, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff. Just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Love it. Net glory. Agenda.
Getting in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff. Just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Y'all hit that thumbs up button as you're rolling in. We started.
Coming in clutch.
We see you, Deb.
Coming
baby.
in clutch, better tighten the pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Well, hello, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in thy world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is April 16th, 2026. It is currently 8:31 p.m. in the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Just in time. You got it. Yes. Hello. Shannon, I got tricked. I was in the other chat. Uh-oh. It happens. It happens. Justin, let me borrow that shirt anytime, my darling. Anytime. Uh, Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. We're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case. Very interesting things that's happening with the hair and the DNA, of course, and a lot to get into. I think hopefully we might be closer than we think. Dare I say, hopefully? God, I'm praying at least. I want to hear your thoughts on it. But first, before we get started, if you would do me a very big, big favor and hit that thumbs up button, would be so thankful. Also, or double tap the screen if you're on the mobile. If you could also share this live out, just hit the share button, copy that link, and drop it in any of your favorite social media. I've seen you guys sharing it, and I really, really do appreciate that. Someone just said shared just a second ago. Miss Carol, thank you so much for sharing it. And also consider hyping this video after the live stream. You get 3 hypes a week. If you don't use it, you lose it. And yeah, it's a big way to kind of help out the algorithm. It's like a big super thumbs up kind of thing. Um, and the more you participate in chat, like type or whatever, the more points you get. So it's a big way to help. Good to see everyone. Let me say hello to a few of you in chat real quick before we get started. Hello, little black bear. Miss Ginger, me too, girl. Good to see you, my dear. Robin, Jamie, so good to see you, my friend. Jerry Lynn, how you been, darling? I see you. The queen, how you doing? Miss Carol, Miss Shannon, bonjour, lovely. How you doing, baby? Miss Tina, thank you so much. Christy, thank you so much for hitting that thumbs up button. Miss Janice, fingers crossed. It's no one in law enforcement or all the random people that walked through the house after the crime scene was opened. I don't know. I don't know. I do think it's going to be hard for the courts, but I think we're going to get there. I think we're going to get there. I'm optimistic. And Elizabeth, it's so good to see you, darling. Good to see you. Really appreciate you. I think did you switch your name? Good to see you, little black bear. Jerry Lynn, hello. Miss Marilyn, good to see you, my friend. Let's see here. Jamie and Susan, hello. Hey, Lori, good to see you. Not Lob, hello, darling. Good to see you. Virginia Wolf, hello, darling. Good to see you. Miss Sherry, good to see you, my friend. Holly, and there we Jamie. Hugs to everyone. Hugs. That's okay, Green Eyes. Thank you so much. You work so hard. You're always asking people to hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that, my dear friend. Marilyn, good to see you. Hello. Not la. Bonjour. Oui, oui. Enoch, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. Good to see you, Enoch. Really do appreciate that. Thank you, my love. If you receive that, make sure you give our friend Enoch a big thank you. Thank you for your support, keeping us going here. Really, really do appreciate you, my dear. Boomers, hello, Miss Robin, Tina. Thank you for sharing that out. I appreciate you. Deb, love you too. We see you, my dear. He was asking, I think, if somebody could see you. Of course, we see you. Holly, really appreciate you. Good to see you. Thank you, Possum. Good to see you, my love. How you doing? Tina, thank you. Oh, you're very kind, Tina. Thank you so much. Thank you. Um, it does need further testing. We're going to get deep into it here in a minute. Yes. XX, during the person, didn't the person cover up? So, would it be his hair since, so this is the thing. This is the thing about, us as individuals. We are constantly shedding. Okay. And yeah, you're right. You can cover up till the day of judgment. Uh, but that doesn't mean you don't carry things with you. And we'll get more into that here shortly. That person had to come out of a car, right? They might have had a dog. They might have had a cat. They might have been like Joe and had a guinea pig. And all you have to do is test that with their animal, test it from, they might have other people in the house. They had to get out of a vehicle of some sort. You never know what you're carrying. And I don't know if you have ever cleaned your car out, but there's hair, right? There's hair, down in the cracks of your seats and all of that stuff. So, also, you carry things on the bottom of your shoes a lot, all over you, and it drops. It drops somewhere. So I shed like a cat. Ginger, you're so funny. My hair is always all over. Yeah. I forget how many hairs we shed a day. Miss Lori, thank you so much, Mama. Appreciate you very much. Late reporting festival. Thank you so much, Miss Lori. You're very kind to me, my friend. Really do appreciate you, my dear. So good to see you. And thank you again, love. Appreciate that very, very much. Good to see you, love. Thank you, Miss Lori. Kind of you. And Enoch, thank you so much. Miss Holly, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And Deb, thank you, love. Love you, Justin. Love you, Pearls. Lots. Do you think they release news of having found a hair to make the perpetrator nervous and turn on one another for more evidence? Interesting. I think it could be possible. My opinion though, no. Uh, I do believe that there is things. I we might be getting closer. They might be closer than they're letting on. This is a story. Yeah, I mean it's not covered like it was in the beginning for probably maybe the first 5 or 6 weeks. It's kind of slowed down the last couple weeks, especially since people aren't allowed out um, kind of in the neighborhood. But they, trust me, the FBI and all of them, they want this off of them, right? I mean, there's a lot of pressure. Can you imagine the pressure that they must be under and just the scrutiny, obviously, that Sheriff Doofy certainly deserves. Um, so yeah, a lot to get to. I'm trying to clean with a rag, and those darn hairs want to follow. Yeah, microfiber, girl. You got to have the microfiber. Get them at Sam's Club or Costco. Big packs, like $15. They're amazing. They will last you years. Just don't use fabric softener on them. They won't absorb like they do. Only microfiber. That's the only thing to clean with. Yeah. Is it Julie's birthday? Happy birthday, Julie. Happy birthday, Julie. Happy birthday, Julie. Happy birthday, dear Julie. Happy birthday to you. And many more happy birthday, Joe. Goodness, I can't say it. Julie, the world is your oyster. It's up for you to find the pearls. And guess what? Guess what? We are here. We are here. We are the clams to your pearls. How about that? We are the clams to your pearls. Oops, 1 second. Let me pop this down. Oh my goodness, what am I doing, Justin? Okay. We are the clams to your pearls. So thank you so much, my dear. Hopefully your day is absolutely amazing. Apparently today is Dylan Eller's birthday. Yeah. Bless her. Bless him, rather. Um, line dancing. Yes, I believe so. Hello, darling. She's here, my dear. She's here. Hey, Lori, good to see you. Okay. Um, where oops, where do we start? Where do we start? Okay. Got a poll down above, rather. Make sure you do that poll. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So a couple things that came out today. Pima County Sheriff did a tweet, by the way, and we'll get to that momentarily. First, I want to get to what is the main news of today. How do you think the information was given out? Was it a press release or a leak? Um, well, we're going to get to that in just a second. Brian Inton, of course, we love Brian, and he says some DNA evidence from Nancy Guthrie's home has been sent to the FBI's lab for advanced analysis. I am told the evidence includes hairs, plural, found in Guthrie's home. Oh, good, darling. Good. Thank you for being here. This comes after evidence has already been tested through a Florida lab the Pima County Sheriff Office uses. The second part, this comes after evidence has already been tested through a Florida lab. So we know that they sent evidence to a Florida lab. It's a great lab. Hey, Sheila, good to see you. But where did this one go? Well, this one went to the FBI lab, and they can do all the things. And is that why Savannah left during a commercial? What do you mean, Miss Eureka? Oh, was she like live? And I don't know. I don't know. But I do think that there's something happening here. I really do. Please let this help in any way of finding answers for Nancy's justice. Yeah. Now, so we're not done with that, but I want to just kind of show you what the Pima County Sheriff's Office put out today. Here we go. Are y'all ready? Pima County Sheriff's Department has worked with the FBI since the beginning of the Guthrie investigation. No. No. Saying it, Sheriff Doofy, does not make it so. It does not make it so. You, in my opinion, and by a lot of others' opinion too, said that you were working with them, but there were so many reports of that was just absolutely not the case. In fact, it took about 3 weeks before I think Sheriff Duffy finally bit the bullet, so to speak, and started working with the Pima County Sheriff's Office, right? So let's see here. Here we go. So yeah, I don't think so. That's 1 second. Oops, wrong one. Not Stephen Hawking again. Not the Stephen Hawking. Okay. All right. So we're going to get to. Let me do this real quick as in the
So, some new news when it comes to the Nancy Guthrie investigation involving DNA. I've confirmed through sources that, and I wrote this down, so I want to get it right. Some DNA evidence from Nancy Guthrie's home has now been sent to the FBI's lab for advanced analysis. And I am told that the evidence includes hairs
my
that were
sound chip.
found in Guthrie's home. So, hairs found inside Nancy Guthrie's home have been sent to the FBI's crime lab. And this comes after evidence has already been tested through a Florida lab that the Pima County Sheriff's Office uses. Remember, we've reported about that. They have a contract with a Florida lab. So these items already went to the Florida lab, I'm told, and are now being sent to the FBI's crime lab for advanced testing.
Okay. So this went, okay, that makes a lot of sense. But again, Sheriff No Nads, it's already been to the FBI. Right now it's already been to the sheriff's office. Jesus Christ, I'll get it in a second. It's already been to the Florida crime lab. Now it's going to Quantico, the FBI. Again, why didn't my mic is muffled? Make sure my mic is on. Oh, this is what it is. Hold on. Let me fix it. Thank you for telling me. That should work better now. So yeah. So now it's going, it just shows you that it's delayed. It just shows you that Sheriff Doofy delayed this. That's what it says. This could have been, we are what, 74, 75 something days in now. And this could have been at the crime lab nearly 75 days ago. Right? They wouldn't have had to have been testing it right now. But here we are. Here we are. That should infuriate people. That should infuriate people. I'm sorry.
And I am told the evidence includes hairs found in Guthrie's home. Remember, they did a search of Nancy Guthrie's home and found evidence to be tested. I have now learned it includes hairs. So that's the latest. Hopefully, this will lead to something. I mean, they still have to do the testing, but the DNA, I mean, FBI has advanced technology, so we'll see where this goes.
The FBI has the best of the best, right? I mean, they are truly the world's best. And hopefully they will be able to come up with something, and they can turn things around really, really quickly as well. So I forgot to read all of that that tweet a second ago. It said Pima County Sheriff's Department, PCSD, has worked with the FBI since the beginning of the Guthrie investigation. This is not new information. The private lab we utilize in Florida continues to share information with the FBI lab and other partner labs across the country, because the Florida lab was not the only one that Sheriff Doofy used, by the way. DNA analysis remains ongoing, and that is directly from the Pima County Sheriff's Office X account. X account. So there's that. Now, here we go. We got more. I wanted to show you guys something here in a second as well. On today's what? Day 70, 75. Let me see it. 2 seconds. As I pulled this up. Harold, that's fine. Tell me what you want to talk about.
Well, now you know a little bit
And
more. Watch the Fox
that's
10 weather experts on
actually
Fox
not.
10 and Fox Local.
Well, increased patrols in
Yeah.
the very Tucson neighborhood where Nancy Guthrie was taken from her home a few months ago. The Pima County Sheriff's Office says that neighbors are complaining about social media influencers out on their properties. Sheriff Chris Nanos reportedly held a neighborhood watch meeting to tell neighbors about the increased patrols.
I got a question.
Today's show host, Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy, was taken from her home in February and has been missing ever since.
Okay, this is the picture I wanted to show you guys. So there was back doors open, right? We know that there was back doors open in according to Savannah and other reports. Now, this is Nancy's bedroom, right? Nancy's bedroom, and she has like a porch out here. One of the neighbors said that there was like there was a utility road that came through here, and you could see it on down. And back towards here was some of the neighbors that one of the neighbors is the one that allegedly saw the weird guy. And the other neighbor was the one with the two cameras as well. So, but we don't have anything that says they went through this way. I don't know. I still feel like they had to have some sort of access to get in. I really do. I really do. Hey, Miss Dolores. Good to see you, Mama. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. Hi, Justin. Hi, Pearls. Love you. Love you too, Miss Dolores. Appreciate you very, very much. I pray this lead for someone been arrested, but I'm worried at the same after the sheriff removed the crime tape so soon. I am too. I think that's going to make it very hard for the courts. I mean, they could be using more police. They are watching the YouTubers to search for Nancy. Yep. I agree. Worried about someone with the camera versus someone. Could the surgeon suspect? Okay, sorry, wrong one. Yeah, I mean it's just a waste of resources if you ask me. Okay. We're going to go to Brian Inton here on something. Let me see what this, we'll go to Brian Inton in just 1 second.
Potentially critical DNA recovered from the Arizona home of Nancy Guthrie. The 84-year-old mother of Today host Savannah Guthrie was abducted 2.5 months ago. Sources tell ABC News a private Florida lab that works with the Pima County Sheriff's Department sent that sample to the FBI in recent days. They say the FBI is
in recent days. Kind of makes me wonder if something's going to come out soon.
Now using new technology to conduct advanced.
There's been some reporting that there could be potentially a press conference coming soon. There's been people talking about it behind the scenes. There's even been some people write it out, talk about it. That would be great if there's, something soon. Thank you, Miss Linda. Hey, Ratui. Why did Savannah leave the show yesterday, or have you spoken about that already? Uh, I did hear that she left in the middle of like a commercial or something. I don't know. Uh, she could have gotten emotional, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Does anyone know if the hair was collected on day 1? I'm a little behind on the case now. We don't know when it was connected. I would assume not day 1. I would assume probably when the FBI came there. Remember, they for about 48 hours, close to 36 to 48 hours, it was Pima County, and then they let the place go back, and then like maybe 24, 48 hours later, the FBI came back. Um, what a sad story of what was his name. Wanted to ask what Justin if he thinks it's true or not. Are you talking about the guy that everyone's talking about? We talked about him a little bit yesterday. Um, yeah, there's or maybe it was day before yesterday. There's some speculation about some guy and his brother or someone. I do not believe it. Not even 1%. I don't even believe it 1%, at all. Not even a little bit. I think some people need attention, and I think some people. Oh, that's all I'll say. Uh, no, nope. And I think entertaining that is just my opinion. Though is just wasting time. It'll get you. It's something to talk about or whatever. But to me, it's giving s- it's giving very much uh, desperate, if you ask me. Okay, here we go. Um, Nancy Guthrie suspect is likely someone she knew. Leading forensic researcher breaks down the profile. Let's see here. Um, and guess who was on Brian's channel? Dr. Gary Ricardo, by the way. And then Brian talks about another thing here. Why is it up multiple times? Okay, give me a second. Okay, watch this real quick. I want to show. I am just having trouble, y'all. So sorry. I apologize. Trying to get this. Okay, we're gonna go to Chris McDonough first in the interview room. I want to cover something, and I'll pull Ryan's up in just a second. Um, yeah. Does anyone believe this guy? Uh, that says it's. We looked at him the other day. We had pictures of the guy. He was holding like a fish or something, and he's got something wrong with his hand and stuff like that. Uh, I think it was intriguing at first, but once you kind of started looking at the eyebrows looked, but it's no, no, not at all. Jason, I just about spit out my drink. What did you say, Jason? Yeah, poor Savannah as Mother's Day approaches. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Gary is brilliant. Writing classes with a his reputation is out there being muddied. Who's that, Sherry? His brother was on live stream. It was awesome. I didn't watch it or anything like that, but I think the guy is I no, not even a little bit. I think he's like a lonely person who needs some attention. Listen, if the you'll if you're familiar with these cases, you will see almost in every case there will be people that comes out and says, I know what happened, but they'll come to like YouTube or TikTok or something, and they'll say, well, the FBI or this is not getting in touch with me. Mm-mm. No, trust me, the FBI will get in touch with you. If you get in touch with them and you give them a tip that's relevant, they will get in touch with you. I assure you, they really will.
Is inappropriate.
Okay.
In my view.
Yeah, because one of the things we're going to talk about, John, did you have a comment?
Just, I wonder how many other times he's brought coffee and donuts to the sheriff's department for the 400 unsolved murder cases.
Yeah, so they are talking about what's his name, Mark. I forget, I can't think of his last name right now. Gabby Gifford's husband. He's a former astronaut. Anyway, he brought. This is who Savannah got in touch with, right? And he said, yeah, the sheriff's a good, this was a good, I guess, department or whatever. Mark Kelly, thank you so much. Let's just say if Sheriff Nanos is a good department, God have mercy on the bad ones. God have mercy on the bad departments. Remember, because the rumor is, well, according to Mark, even he says, and not verbatim, but Savannah called him and asked if it was a good department. Clearly, there's a difference here. And he's supposedly brought donuts and all of that to the department. And I know people can be like, oh, well, you're just being petty. He brought donuts and, his little crumpets or whatever the hell it was to the department. But how often does he do this for other cases?
Or any other, does he routinely do this, or is this for someone special, someone related with a national media celebrity?
I don't blame her for that either, Jim, at all. I don't blame her. You're going to try to get help where you can and how you can. I get that. But yeah.
And that is outside of what Bob just said. You don't show up as a politician, and even if you claim you're just there for whatever reason, you stay away from what the investigators are doing. But I guess the first thing that occurred to me was, does he always come over there, or was it just a special occasion?
Well, Sheriff Nanos has insinuated, and maybe he came right out and said this, but he's insinuated
Listen to
that
this.
he has a close relationship. I don't know if it's a friendship, but he has a close relationship with Senator Kelly, and that's fine. He probably should have as an elected official. They're both Democrats. They belong to the same party. They probably go to the same Democrat functions, and that's fine. I get that. But I'll go back to when Senator Kelly's wife, the former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, was brutally gunned down in the parking lot there in Pima County. He worked closely with the.
So, and I get that as well, right? When Gabby Giffords, for those of you that remember, Gabby Giffords, this happened in Pima County as well. Oh yeah, those are good, Deb.
Sheriff's office, I'm sure, and Sheriff Nanos has referenced this a couple of times. So just to put some context on this whole relationship, I think that's worth a mention. I'm not passing judgment on that necessarily, but just to put it in context, they have this relationship, and it's a close one, and I get it.
I cannot stand.
So maybe Senator Kelly figured he was going to go in with the donuts and the coffee and try and get some information that he could either assist the investigation with in Washington, D.C., or do something with. I don't know. But again, in my opinion, that was inappropriate.
Yeah, and because we just saw the Dianne Feinstein thing. Now, that was clearly she released information, and being fair to Kelly, he didn't release any, confidential information, but almost immediately after he left the building, he hit the pavement.
Really? David just got arrested for Celeste unaliving. Have you heard? I have not, but that is wonderful news. About fucking time. You know what I mean? About time. I mean, there is a thing called, and let's be honest with you, there's privilege. And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, or if you're a celebrity or whatever, there is privilege to a lot of these people. And that's just the freaking truth. If you are a person of color, you don't get the same attention. If you're missing, you don't. If you are Latina, you don't get the same attention if you're missing. That's the truth. If you are blonde like me, light eyes like me, you have, you'll get the attention. If you're missing, that is the truth. I mean, just look at the media. Just look at the media. And everyone deserves attention if they're missing, but like the ones that really go big, generally it's, you look at like Natalie Holloway, you look at Gabby Petito. They just don't get, people.
And there was a press conference. So let's listen to what he said at that press conference, and then we're going to talk about why that's dangerous, even today. And we're going to tie this into the totality of this investigation to this point. What we know now about Nanos and what we hear in this particular statement, obviously.
Carmelita, I'm glad that the FBI, Kash Patel, released the video in this. Sheriff Nanos didn't, from what he got mad that it was released, allegedly.
Kelly apparently didn't know.
The sheriff's been
Same,
doing a great
Sarah.
job. I was in contact with him last Sunday about this. He has hundreds.
Same. If someone took me, they'd be like, "Oh my God, take him back. He will not shut up."
Of his deputies investigating
He's
this
just
case,
bitching and
working
bitching and
24/7,
bitching.
on this. If this case can be solved between the sheriff and the FBI,
Here it is.
I've got tremendous confidence that they'll be able to figure this out and bring her home.
Absolutely. And I mean, obviously, we've also seen a lot of federal involvement with President Trump even
I agree,
saying
Jamie.
that the Guthrie family, the sheriff's department has the full force of the of federal law enforcement. I mean, do you think that is the right approach here?
You know, could y'all have just waited until this car alarm was just done?
100%. And she's 84 years old. She's got health conditions. But regardless of that, when somebody is kidnapped in, this way, I want to see the FBI involved. And I
Yeah,
want to
Brandy,
see
Cash
law
did.
enforcement do everything they possibly can, and that's what we're seeing here.
Okay, so that's an interesting comment. He wants to see the FBI involved. Okay. Again, now this goes back to all the
You should have
things that
told your
we've
boy
talked
Nanos.
about and understanding. When even Trump, with President Trump making comments, he raises that issue. He raises the issue about him being there, and the perception of that is obviously it's a two-edged sword, because here's the rule for investigations. The rule of law requires blind justice. Okay, that's why Lady Justice has a blindfold, she has scales, and she has a sword. Okay? The justice system works only when everyone is treated equally under the law. Now, the reason I'm raising this is because this is what the defense will bring up. Remember, we talked about
Ginger, did it say I opened those emails? I'm looking for those emails you sent me. I do not. I see.
good
I got
prosecutor
one.
thinks like a defense attorney. Well, every good investigator thinks like a defense attorney. Okay, because the treating of somebody equally under the law means no special favors, no shortcuts based on who you are. And when politicians insert themselves, that immediately creates the appearance of favoritism. Okay. Now, why is that a problem? In this case, in the Nancy Guthrie case, it's interesting. He said, and she has health problems. Okay. So he has inside baseball before the public is aware of anything going on, i.e., either he has inserted himself into the investigation and somebody inside of the house has said, well, here's the problems that we have. Okay. Now, that means also when he was called before this disappearance became public, he then contacts the sheriff immediately, and he contacts a police chief and directly, followed by an in-person visit with donuts and public praising of the investigative team. Okay. We just heard that, and Bob just commented on that. Okay.
Okay. Now I want to get to something else. 1 hour 31. Here we go.
Case becomes a political spotlight. I've proven my point tonight. I love it. They fell right into the honeypot. Okay. Because what ends up happening is arguments turn into partisan arguments, conspiracy theories, that why are you harassing the family or the investigators? And then there are all kinds of grandstanding accusations. Okay. Guess what we haven't talked about? Nancy Guthrie. because that type of environment actively hurts Nancy Guthrie and the type of cooperation necessary to solve a very high profile murder. It's exactly the opposite of what is necessary to find this 84-year-old missing woman. And that's why I bring this out sometimes, and people can agree or disagree. That's okay. Guess what? I'm here for Nancy Guthrie. That's why I'm here. I'm not here for Mark Kelly. I'm not here for Donald Trump. Okay. I'm not here for Mandani, who I think is stupid in New York. I'll say it again, just to remind everybody. Okay. My position
Mandani?
on that. And guess what? I'm entitled to that position. Okay. Because I don't go partisan arguments. I'm not red. I'm not blue. I'm not a color. God does not see in color. Why do you? Why do you? Is my question.
Exactly.
Why do we see in color? God doesn't see in color because around the corner is potentially a
gotcha.
trial for somebody that may have done this. Okay? That may have done this because Karen
Here it is.
also has done a little more research and got an email recently. And I'm going to put it up.
So, before we get to Karen's email here, you guys know that I was one of the first people to talk about the polygraphs on this case. I have a source in Pima County, and I spoke with them very early on in the case, and I recently spoke with them again, and they really think that they say that they believe that, in their opinion, that they believe it's getting closer. There was a lot of alleged frustration and all of that in the department. But this last time that I've spoke with them, they seemed more hopeful. And then you're going to hear what Karen has to say right here in this email. And listen to this.
Up for you. And you guys tell us what this means. First of all, tell them who it's from.
Well, and I'm going to read it too because it's the type here is very small. But I reached out to the Pima County Attorney's Office. That is one agency we have not heard anything from over the last 74 days with the Nancy Guthrie investigation.
And right, the attorney, the prosecuting attorney, that they are huge, right? Because nothing happens if the prosecuting attorney is not in agreement with this, right? And so we haven't really heard about, we just keep talking about the police and the FBI, but the prosecutor is everything.
So I got an email back from their PIO, and here's what it said. And I thought this was really interesting. And I told Chris, I can't wait to share it with you all. And I feel like, we work for you guys. I keep digging. I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes every week. Sometimes I get answers, sometimes I don't. And we're sharing this with you. We're putting it out there and you guys decide. We're not going to tell you what to think. We're going to, go over this and you guys come to your own conclusions. Okay, so the email says, thank you for the email. County attorney, and by the way, the Pima County attorney, her name is Laura Conover.
Wait, you forgot to say hi, Karen, because it just shows how sweet she is.
Okay. I don't think this woman thought I was very sweet. Got my email pressing her on some questions about the Nancy Guthrie case, but maybe.
This is another exclusive.
Okay. So it says, she said,
this is an exclusive from the interview room from Karen.
The county attorney, Conover, is not available to speak on the Guthrie case. However, I can offer you the statement below. So here's what it says. Under some outcomes, the United States Attorney's Office may have a forthcoming prosecution. And under other scenarios, the Pima County Attorney's Office may have a prosecution to pursue. Given the work we're doing night and day to prepare for that outcome, it's inappropriate for us to share any information about the investigation at this time. Now, I thought it was fascinating that the Pima County Attorney's Office is actually speaking for the U.S. Attorney's Office in this statement.
Now,
so that tells me they're working.
Now, remember, when they went to get the warrants for the home of Nancy Guthrie, the home of Annie and Tommaso, the home of the Dailies, the home of Carlos, the prosecuting attorney had to be in agreement with that. So did the U.S. attorney. So did the FBI. So did Pima County. So did a judge as well. Keep listening.
Working together. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm going to go over this again because, we can't read into this, but I think there's some breadcrumbs here for people who know, about this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go over this again. It says under some outcomes, the U.S. Attorney's Office may have a forthcoming prosecution. Under other scenarios, Pima County Attorney's Office may have a prosecution to pursue. Given the work we're doing night and day to prepare for that outcome, it's inappropriate for us to share any information. Okay, so my question, I said to Chris, why would you work night and day to prepare for a possible outcome if you're really far away?
Exactly. If they don't have anything yet, right? Let's think about this. And again, this is speculation based upon this letter that we're all talking about here. But regardless, it's their words that they are working night and day for the outcome. If they don't have anyone yet, they don't have anyone. There's nothing for them to work to do, really, right? Because law enforcement, FBI, gives it to the prosecutor, right? They give that to the prosecutor. And until the prosecutor has something, there's really nothing for them to do. Think about that. Oh my God, Shannon. Thank you. Thank you, darling. Appreciate you, my love. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Rock star legend. It's the final countdown. Yeah. Thank you so much, Miss Shannon. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you give our mod Shannon the biggest thank
Hope people are paying attention to this.
Welcome to Clutch Step Pearls. Yeah, you're in the clue. Shine bright like the stars this world never knew. We're dancing, laughing all around this world. Hold tight, shine bright. You're part of our world.
so much, my darling. Appreciate you. And this really makes me curious. And again, this is speculation on my part that I will say, but it makes me wonder again. We're hearing about the labs, which we've heard about the labs for a long time. Now we're hearing that it's going to the FBI. We know that Annie and Tommaso's vehicle was in evidence for over a month. We know that the Daly's home was looked into, so was a vehicle. We know that Carlos's vehicles and his, we'll call him mother-in-law, if you will, home has been looked into. One of those or all of those or none of those could have anything to do with what the prosecutor is working on. But it sounds like they're at least have something that they're working on night and day. Well, you've got to have something if you're working night and day for a prosecuting attorney. Yeah. Right? I don't either, Holly. I don't either. I think this is coming out right now for a reason. This hair, and I believe, in my opinion, this is strategically being put out by the FBI right now. I agree. I do believe this is strategically coming out by the FBI right now with this. And keep listening.
From an arrest in this case.
Okay, John, you go first.
Well, the semantics would suggest that there's some element of urgency regarding the federal case that may specifically refer to the gentleman.
Do I think that the hair belongs to the perp? Well, I don't know, but what I will say is they did say that there was DNA at the home that belonged to someone that wasn't Nancy and that wasn't a family member. Right? They did say that. Right? Well, I would agree with you, Sherry, in the fact that I don't believe the family was part of, I don't want to say part of, I don't believe the this person in the photo is Tommaso or Annie, right? I don't think that they took Nancy out that night, but in my opinion, does it mean that they're cleared? Nope. Doesn't mean, in my opinion, they're cleared. Doesn't mean anybody's cleared, in my opinion. Sometimes you can have something to do with something and not technically had, committed a crime. But I don't know. I really have no idea who did this. You know what I mean? But what I do think is weird is, again, all the things around Annie and Tommaso. But it wouldn't shock me if the FBI comes back to one of the houses that they searched, one of those people's houses. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if a family member or a friend or someone was involved. It wouldn't surprise me if all three of them was involved in one way or another, or one of them, or two of them. Like, none of it would surprise me. But I don't think that we can just say, when law enforcement is at, literally going in and out of their house with evidence bags and taking things out of their houses and keeping their vehicles, particularly the families, for longer than anybody else's. It's you I mean, you gotta that's a little bizarre.
From Hawthorne, who jumped into the middle of the most celebrated crime case on the planet with the text messages regarding the Bitcoin. But it certainly the wording would suggest that there's apparently some notion that something may break, or maybe you're just getting verbiage from them to foist you off for another couple weeks.
But why would you say attorneys in the county attorney's office are working night and day to prepare for a trial when there's no arrest? There's
Exactly, Karen. Exactly. And for those of you that are in true crime or a YouTuber or reporting or law enforcement, if a prosecutor doesn't have a person of interest, a suspect, there's nothing for them to build. You gotta have someone that you're interested in, and you have to build this case for them to be working night and day. Otherwise, they have nothing, and there's nothing to do.
no people of interest that we've been
That
told
we're aware of.
And if they have somebody in custody, obviously they're going to be working night and day around the clock. But why say that at this point, day 74 in the investigation?
If it's true, now I know that a statement from a government entity, we should accept it as holy writ. But if true, I would be wondering, are they indeed there night and day? Because frankly, I've dealt with a lot of attorneys, and I haven't seen many of them work night and day. But if it's possible, then it suggests to me there may be some sense of urgency, but there's just not enough there for me to make a measured judgment of it.
And that's fair. That is fair. We don't want to read into this, but we want to accurately assess it.
Now, Bob made an observation in our last program about the U.S. Attorney's Office. Remind everybody about that, Bob, and then what say you about this particular
Listen to this
email?
right here.
Well, I commented a while back, actually, and then restated it last Sunday that I believe that the U.S. Attorney's Office is building a case, and they're building a case to present to a grand jury at some time in the near future. And of course, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know when that will be. But the reason I say that is to see a group of U.S. attorneys walking through Nancy Guthrie's home, walking in.
Keep listening to this, but you got to remember, when they got these warrants, the U.S. attorney had to agree to these. Again, I would be gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked, if they got two, meaning Daly and Carlos, both of them wrong. Now, I'm not saying either one of them are involved, persons of interest or a suspect, But what I will say, statistically, it is much more difficult for the U.S. attorney to say, okay, there's enough. There's enough there. If the FBI goes in, they already know what they're going in there for, generally. Right? Oh, I can't either. I cannot wait. That's, oh my gosh, yes. It's about less than a 6%, 7% that there would be that the FBI generally finds nothing. Zilch nada. And they went to 2 places that we're aware of.
Inside, walking around the grounds and so forth. And the investigators pointing out a myriad of things around the house, obviously items of evidence.
Chat, for those of you that know, when was it? Was it today or yesterday whenever Savannah left at the commercial?
Things that that detectives have picked out at the scene and walking through and briefing them in detail. That just tells me that they're building a case and that we are likely to see a grand jury, a case presented to the grand jury sometime in the near future. And then this email that Karen received is it just bolsters my assertion that they're going to do that sometime in the near future.
Okay. So again, like Karen said, we're just assessing this. We're not saying anyone or anything is involved, but you can look at it like might be reading way too much into this, might be. If something, if Savannah found out something yesterday, interesting. Not saying she did. She might have had to run to the bathroom for all we know. Who knows? We have this letter stating that they're working around the clock, night and day. They got to have something to work for, to work towards. And then we have these FBI here that come out today about is at the FBI labs now. That, to me, that's some of those things are promising.
Well, let me ask you, do you agree with John? John thinks this is potentially about Derek Colella, the noted so-called fraudster who sent the Bitcoin text messages to Annie and Tommaso. Do you think it's regarding that person, or do you think there's more to it?
Well, it could be. I think there's more to it. As far as we know, Eric Colella had nothing to do with Nancy Guthrie's home. So they went in quite a bit of detail in making that presentation to those AUSAs. So, it could be both, Karen. So it's hard to say at this point with the information we have.
That's fair.
Yeah, fair enough. Gary, you have any thoughts on the email?
I mean, it's a little hard to tell. I mean, I could see all the points you're making. It could also be that they just don't want to answer you. They're evading answering you with the pretext of it wouldn't be appropriate.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But I have to say that I am increasingly sensing that they may have an idea of what went on and are in search of the proof of it, of the concrete proof of it. But I can't help but think that if you've got...
And again, Sheriff Doofy, you can't really read a lot into what he says, but he did say something that kind of stuck with me, and I think he might have just ran his mouth too much there. But he said something to the effect of, we kind of knew since the beginning where this was headed, where this was headed. And that makes me wonder what he meant by that, where this was headed, and why they are not searching for Nancy now. To me, they have to know that, and I don't think that they know where Nancy is, but maybe she would be hard to recover. Maybe they need more of that investigation before they can find her. I don't know. But there is a reason they have not been searching like they normally do. And when Sheriff Doofy said about we've kind of knew where this was heading, and all of us were like, no, we didn't. We didn't know where this was heading. And then we have all of this happening, and there's not been that much searching. And again, let's think of it this way. Again, speculating, assessing here. There has not, yes, there's not been much searching at all. And then you look at other search groups who have wanted to come in and search for Nancy. And then Sheriff Doofy says no. And everyone's like, why is he saying no? Now, again, he is a prideful bastard at very best. In my opinion. And it could be pride, but it could also be he is how do I say it? There's a reason they don't want them to search. You know what I mean? Like so I don't know. Maybe they know that it's, I don't want to say a waste of time, but it would be fruitless where they're going to be searching. Maybe maybe they know she's in a location outside of that area. Again, you're more likely to be closer to your home, but again, there are outliers. Okay? There are outliers, some people. And I mean, they were talking about Mexico. They have billboards in Texas, all of that. So maybe that's why they don't want these search groups to search, because they know it's going to be fruitless, because they kind of know where, again, Sheriff Doofy, take what you will of him, says we know where this was headed since, kind of the beginning. I think, in my opinion, that was a slip. Or it could be his ego, like I said. Don't know. I really don't know. I'm just trying to share some things with you there. Leilani, please call the police, like, right now. Like, right now.
You know, at this point, I just think they've looked at so much. There's, and I just think they've sat down, they've said, look, this is what we think happened, but we just don't have remains. If she passed away, we don't have remains. These people, did a pretty good job of covering their tracks technologically and et cetera. And, the DNA is mixed. It's a little complicated, so we can't pin it on, but
Okay.
I can't help but think.
And let me just go into a little bit more to that. Think about this. And if you've been watching my coverage for the last 70 some days on this case, you will remember me saying this. Why are they not telling us more about this man? Why are they not giving out more photos, more video if they have it? Why are they not telling us about a vehicle? Right? Why are they not telling us about a vehicle? They are saying, if you know something, call. They are offering a $1.275 million reward, but we know nothing about a vehicle that Nancy might have been taken out of. Right? We do know of vehicles that have been impounded and searched. But if they had no idea who this person is or was, wouldn't they be giving us more about this person? More photos, more video that they have recovered, more about a potential car to be in the area. But they're not. So what does that say? I'll let you decide. Leilani, honey, you please, if something is wrong at your house, please call authorities. They are the ones that can help you right now. Because they don't want the person to run? Maybe.
They have an idea, and that they're sort of preparing for when they can come forward and say, all right, now it's time to charge. Because I just feel like from experience that's what this looks like. But you guys tell me, do you believe the narrative in the public that they have absolutely no clue who did this? I don't buy it.
No. We said that the other night. We said that Sunday night.
And they told us that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, Ginger. But if they have nothing, I just feel like they would put more out. I agree. I believe they would put more out about this guy. I believe they would put more out about a vehicle. If you seen a certain vehicle in the area during this time frame or whatever. Absolutely. So I believe they have more. I believe that they would be asking, welcoming like Texas EquiSearch and Cajun Navy and all of them in, but they're not doing that. So again, it's either complete incompetence or they know more. And I think that they know more. Guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Appreciate you all being here. Maybe they know who he is, but can't find him. It could be. I think that they know exactly who this is. I think that they are putting the pieces together. I think again, this hair story is, out with the FBI and all of that. You got to look at it this way. When they did these searches, the Daly's home, Carlos's home, Tommaso's home, maybe they were getting what they needed to potentially start building the case from one of their homes, or all of their homes, or none of their homes, but potentially, and getting what they needed, and maybe started testing that kind of stuff. I can't call them here. I'm going to the police station. Talk to you later. Pray for me. Why can't you call them there, Leilani? Please let us know you're okay, hon. You can't win at cards if you show your cards. Yes, that is correct. The LE needs to keep all that they know to themselves. So they don't need to, police don't show any cards when they don't need to, right? When they don't need help, they're not going to tell you nothing. Zilch, nada. If they need help, they're going to give what they can give so the public can assist them, right? For instance, more about this guy. For instance, more about a vehicle. You know what I mean?
With Koberger, and then he was arrested a couple weeks later.
Right. If I were a detective on this case, I probably wouldn't tell you anything, and you can conclude to yourself that we have no suspects. And I know there have been leaks, but we don't know how credible these so-called leaks are. I mean, doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you don't want to release that because, for 4 reasons. First, it will tip off a suspect. It may also compromise surveillance and or undercover efforts that are taking place, behind the scenes. It can also contaminate witness statements. You don't want that.
That's right. I mean, it could be someone could have identified him. I mean, I'll be, as big as this case was, I said within 48 hours, someone will say who this guy is. And maybe they have. Maybe someone has came forward and said who this guy is. We have no idea. Just because that they've gotten literally thousands of calls, right? And I would hope that some of them would have been fruitful for them. And just because, someone calls and says who they think it is, and they know who it is, doesn't mean they're going to just go arrest this person tomorrow, right? They have to put it together, which may be what they were doing. Justin, they provided the public with plenty of info about a vehicle. The problem is it's Nanos' vehicle. Oh, you mean this one? You mean this one? Yeah. Because they have done that twice to see what happened. That is true. It's been weeks since the family or LE pushed the reward. Yep, it sure has. It sure has. Yeah.
I heard it because the cop said it. Okay. And then it also encourages false confessions and hoax tips. Okay. I mean, just as a couple of ideas, so you want to keep those investigative details close to the chest. And that's why political statements become very, risky, endeavors, and accidental, because what the investigators are trying to keep quiet, the politician may slip like a Feinstein, potentially like a Kelly. I'm not saying he did it in this case, but the fact that he's engaged into this creates this problem of,
I agree.
okay, well, what if he says something? What if he saw something, in that war room that we don't want anybody to see? And now you have a sitting U.S. senator out there, and he gets a phone call that says, hey, at 0300, we're going to hit this. We're going to make it happen. Get your press people ready. Okay. And the press person gets that and sends a tweet in today's environment,
Yeah, hope that doesn't happen.
Well, it's happening all the time in this world today. And this is why, we're part of having, this conversation, because what we want is, we want the public.
The question, Marie just said, what happens if the DNA evidence is family? Well, from what has been reported, the DNA that was in the house, that there is DNA inside the home that they were testing that weren't family. Now, there is DNA inside of your home right now of people you've never met. I promise you. There is DNA inside your home of people you've never met ever, on packages and stuff that they've touched, mail carrying, manufacturing, all of that. But this seems like, they're testing in specific spots that would be pertinent to the crime. So, I think most of us can agree that this is not Tommaso or Annie, right? I think all of us can pretty much agree on that. Right? Am I wrong? Which means, and this is the only nameless suspect that was there twice, by the way. And I was thinking about this. So this, we've been talking about multiple suspects, multiple people that night, right? One on the 11th, I've heard nobody else say this, one on the 11th and one the night Nancy was taken out of her home. And it appears, again, if these are two different dates, if one is the 11th when he didn't have his backpack and stuff on, and let's say there was two people there that night, why do we see the only one person that appears to be the same person on two different dates? Right? If there was two people that was involved in this, when I say involved, I mean that did the actual crime, why didn't we see the other guy on the 11th coming to the door? You get what I mean? Why wasn't the other guy coming at the door on the 11th? So did one person do this alone that night? Yes, the same person gets nabbed by the camera. Bingo. Heard nobody else talk about that. And that's what really confuses me. Okay. Some of y'all don't get it. Okay. So this guy in the black and white, he is allegedly seen twice on camera. One on January 11th, one in the early hours of February 1st, right? Dressed very similar, same person, it appears. Okay. Why do we see the same man twice on 2 different days if there was 2 or 3 people in the house that was involved with this case? Why do we only see one similar man 2 different dates if there's more than one involved? Or he could have been meant to be caught on camera. See, I don't know about that though, Ginger. Because this guy took the camera. He was doing everything he could to not be seen. Jim Bond, maybe there were 2, but they didn't show it to the public. Why would you not show the second? Why would Kash Patel not show another suspect though? You know what I mean? Why would he? You would want, you know, if there's more than one, why would they not show another person? Yeah, the real songstress. Yeah, could be. I think they were casing the neighborhood. That's how we do know the guy seen in the neighborhood is the porch guy. Yeah, I mean, on the 11th, this guy moves the camera, right? He allegedly moves that camera a little bit. He doesn't take the camera that night, but he kind of moves it. How would he would show them if they had footage? Yeah, they would. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, hit that thumbs up button if you're just joining us, or double tap that screen. Really appreciate you all being here.
Like to amplify the official police line, right? Or politicians even, hey, if you're going to say something, tell them what the phone number is, okay? Stay away from any type of speculation.
Yeah, see, I don't see a second person. I don't see a second person in the video or anything like that. 541. Come on, guys. We got 775 watching. Hit that thumbs up or double tap that screen wherever you are. Share the live out. Consider becoming a member of the Pearl family. I'd love to have you. Is this the same guy who was at another place with 2 backpacks? Not that we know of. Not that we know of. Hey, angel kisses. Good to see you, darling. Yeah, Sandwich, we was just talking about that
or anything like that. And by all means, don't, criticize any of the investigative steps. Don't say, hey, what a great job, boys here and gals. Here's some donuts. Here's some coffee. We really appreciate it, because that puts unwanted pressure, which we talked about, on an investigator who's going, a new investigator in this case, which unfortunately, that even puts 10 times more pressure on that individual. Am I doing it right?
There's just no reason why you wouldn't want to, because if there was, they're just not going to cut someone out though, to not show him. they when they put this photo out or in video, if you have more than one person, that means you have twice the likelihood of finding who it is, twice the likelihood of getting this solved quicker. Yeah, they're going to show them all. Yeah, if they had them on camera. So I've always thought that this was more than one person. Always, the entire time I've covered this case, that someone was more than one person was there that night. I am starting to think that there was one person there. One person there that night. I still believe someone else is behind it, in my opinion. And I think, yeah. Now, I will tell you, when it comes to crime, there are people that will do a crime and they don't realize how heavy dead weight is. They don't realize how heavy dead weight is. And when I say dead weight, that means literally dead or someone incapacitated. And then when they get ready to move them, they can't move them. And what do? Well, sometimes they will call for help. Sometimes they will call for help. Could that been why it was 40 some minutes? Maybe. But I don't think so in this case. If they called for help, you would think that they would have some evidence for that when they scanned for all the phones and everything around when they did their warrants. That's right. That's right. So I don't think that happened, but I don't know. In my opinion, Vandersloot called and said, "Oh, it happens. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. Sometimes even someone will leave the crime scene and go get someone and bring them back with them, right? So they don't call."
Right? Is Cash Patel happy? Is, the senator happy? And the list just goes on and we also want them to stay away from operational decisions in any way, shape, or form.
So can we dub this Donut Gate? Is that what we're going to call this?
Well, Donut Gate. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Somebody tweet that out. Donut Gate.
That's so funny.
You see right there. Watch how fast that will spread on Twitter. This is a social experiment, and this is exactly why you should not inject yourself into these types of problems in any way, shape, or form. Okay, Karen, what are you thinking? Should we get to the questions?
Yeah, let's take some questions.
Okay, guys and gals, we're going to jump into the question here and put some donuts in the chat. Cops love nothing more than donuts. Not
What do you mean, alleged call?
He does not
Nasty.
like donuts.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, I know. You told me that a while ago. I'm just.
Although I like the
munching your waistline.
Gary, you don't like donuts? That's un-American.
Okay,
I
guys,
like
I want to show you
the
something.
munchkin that they make out of the donut hole,
Oh.
but I don't like I mean, at least the flavors that we have around here.
Man, I want a cinnamon roll that I need to have an angioplasty after I
Hey,
finish.
there's a YouTuber by the name of Ike who owns a donut shop. I think it's in Kansas. If you can look him up on YouTube, he's hilarious.
That's so
cracks
funny.
me up. And he makes donuts while he's
donuts. Okay. So there is this that's rolling out. What'd I do with it just now? Damn. I just had it. Did I delete it? That link you gave me, Ginger, it just goes straight to the page. Oh, wait, maybe here we go. Oh, this is where it's at. Okay, hold on. So I want to show you this real quick. We're going to come back to this in just a moment, but I want to show you this. We were talking about Savannah Guthrie's mid episode raises eyebrows. She supposedly left very quickly. Savannah Guthrie disappeared in the middle of an episode of Today on Wednesday, April 15th. Yesterday, Guthrie was talking to Anne Hathaway, asking her questions when there was a commercial break. But when the show resumed after the break, Guthrie was gone and Hoda Kotb was interviewing in her place. The show did not address this sudden switch on air, leaving speculation that it could be due to a development in the case of missing Nancy Guthrie. As per reports, NBC insiders have a code phrase to alert Guthrie discreetly if there's any major developments in the case. So they have this code phrase that they say, that's funny. You gotta let us know if if they're good. You know what I mean? They could be sandwich, could be. I do believe that they do that, but I don't know about this one this time. Before Guthrie disappeared from the show, some fans noticed that her voice cracked when mentioning Hathaway's film Mother Mary, quote, end quote. Sources have revealed that the NBC used the phrase, revealed that the NBC uses the phrase, quote, needed offset, end quote, to alert Guthrie of a potential development which saw her leave. Do we have? I can't play it. I don't guess I got the clip, but on air breakdown. She could have. Hi everyone. Hey, good to see you, my dear. I don't know. I think that's very interesting though. That it happened yesterday, and today's maybe they were telling her that the DNA was being sent to the FBI now. She wouldn't be able to continue if there was a shocking development. Well, she didn't continue yesterday, did she? After that? Or did she? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Okay. We're going to go to Brian now. I want to show you this. And of course, we have our friend Dr. Gary Burcardo on here. We love Dr. Gary. She returned later in the show. Okay, that makes sense.
And has a very popular book, The New Evil: Understanding the Emergence of Modern Violent Crime. So I'm really happy to talk to you today, Dr. Bucato. I've been talking to a lot of people. I think someone you work with too, Dr. Burgess. I talked to her a couple days
I don't know
ago,
what that is.
just to find out, what they think about the Nancy Guthrie case. I've heard a lot of different theories, but what I'm really interested with you is that you're so data driven and stats and research, and you come at it from a real data perspective based on what real statistics show in the crime world. Based on that, what is your profile for who this suspect could be?
Well, in order to do that, first we have to make buckets that are motivationally driven, and then think about the likelihood of each of those before we can.
I purchased a diamond summer breeze. I don't know if you can. You might, if you can. You have to do it in the mobile, I think. You might have to do it in the mobile app. I don't know if it'll do the, like, I can get jewels while I'm on StreamYard. Like, if I'm on my phone, you can, like, donate jewels, but I don't know if you can now. I think it's, like, only memberships, super chat or super sticker, my dear. Hey, Dottie, good to see you. I'm on my cell. I see no option to send. Yeah, I don't think you can, my dear. Thank you,
Start
loves.
thinking about the type of person who committed the crime, right? And so what you start with is the question.
He's very funny, Sherry. He was talking. He was yesterday. He was saying that he doesn't believe. He was saying that he doesn't believe this guy is no Stephen Hawking.
Question of whether there was a sexual motivation.
Died.
That is one of the prime reasons somebody would randomly break into a home, and
which I don't think anybody even remotely believes this is sexually motivated, do we? Right? Linda, 6 months. What a legend, girl. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Josh is very funny, Sherry. Josh is my buddy. I think different DNA went to Florida. No, it's the same DNA as what they said. I mean, they did use other companies for other DNA, but the DNA that was at Florida now is going to Quantico. Linda, thank you so much for 6 months, my dear. Thank you, Justin. Are you happy? Almost Friday Pearls. TG Mother I Chicken F. Yes, thank you so much, legend. Miss Linda, I love, adore, and appreciate you. Thank you so much, my dear. You can only send jewels from a cell. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. I think you got to be on the cell.
And target a person. It turns out that breaking into a person's home and doing that is actually fairly rare. It's quite rare.
Yeah.
But to do so for with an elderly victim is profoundly rare. Because when a person is breaking into a home to do that, generally it's a serial offense that somebody is going to keep.
There was DNA and hair fibers that was sent to the Florida lab. They are done with that, and we do know that it has now, the data has been shared with the FBI. Now the FBI is taking that DNA and they are sending them that hair sample that is reported, and they are testing that. Jen, good to see you, darling. Yeah, that's Summer, I'm sorry, honey. I have to be doing like a vertical stream, but YouTube is very weird how different ways you can gift. Like if I'm on my mobile phone, I mean, I'm doing mobile on my other stream, but I'm not on my phone. And when I'm on my phone, you can send like jewels and stuff, but here you can only send like super chat, super stickers, gifted memberships, or do your milestones. Oh my God, guys. Hit the thumbs up. Do you want me to just sit here and cry like a big baby? 637. I've got 777 watching and 2.
Doing over time and involves a paraphilic behavior, meaning that the person is
I don't know why that is terrible, but that is kind of funny. Watch it be a javelin's hair. I pray to God it's not a javelin's hair. Oh my God. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that shit.
kind of drawn to a certain inappropriate group sexually, and we'll do that over and over again. For that particular paraphilia, I mean, you're going to see that virtually never. It's called gerontophilia, where you're interested in elderly people like that. You can sometimes see an offender break in and do that when they're randomly targeting people, like in the Richard Ramirez case, where the age of the victim is not important to them, just that there's an available victim who's vulnerable. But we would be seeing a spate of these in a few places geographically if there were a serial offender present. There's also no.
Can I just say those, like, I never knew what a javelin was until this case. Okay. I mean, I always caught like the wild pigs we have here, they are big. They are big pigs. We call them boars because they're not a little Pumbaa or Timon, which I don't know if it's Timon or Pumbaa. I know it's Timon and Pumbaa. I don't know which one's which. But the little javelins, they are so cute. And the way that they prance, oh man.
No fluid that I'm aware of being left at the scene or anything suggestive of that, and no fantasy elements that tend to be necessary for those kind of offenders. I really don't think that is on the table. And then you think about the possibility of robbery. Well, it's true that there are over 1 million financially driven offenses that go on a year. It's a little tricky, though, because in this situation, nothing was taken. If you're abducting a person with the intention of putting them up for ransom, ransoms statistically generally are put up are requested within 24 to 48 hours and resolved in a week. There's proof of life because you want the victim out of your hands ASAP to not incriminate yourself as much as possible. And what tends to happen is you wouldn't have an individual who was without her medication, who was injured, so forth, because you would be treating the individual like precious cargo because they are of such high value to you. So that's also very tricky. And then you start thinking about the possibility of just abduction, for generally, I mean, there are only about 350 abductions in the country a year, and they are almost all children, very unusual for it to be an older person. And one of the most important things to bear in mind is that in those situations, it is usually someone who knows you. Now, let's say this is actually a homicide. Up to 92%, according to some reports, up to 92% of people who are killed in the United States know their killer in some way. The estimates are between 76 and 92%, according to the various literature I've read. So you think about that and you say, okay, so this person.
Okay, we're going to come back. Oh, I almost exited out of my entire live stream. We're going to come right back to this. I just want to show you something really quick. This is the javelin, right? Now, watch this. This is kind of an older one. This one's not prancing, but it's like, you can tell. It's like, oh my gosh. Oh God, rough night out. This is like the walk of shame. Watch him. Watch how they prance. Oh my God. My back is killing me. It was a rough night. I partied way too hard. Where's my heels at? I need to. Where's my heels? God, I left them at his house. My eyeliner is everywhere right now. God, I gotta call Cindy. I know. I'm gonna go to church here in a little bit. I have just been a bad girl all day. I swear I'm getting too old. Arthritis in my back. It's the walk of shame. Don't tell me you didn't do it when you were in your 20s or whenever. I just love how they prance. Watch all four of their legs, just the way that they step. Let me see you 1-2 step. I want to see you 1-2 step. We about to get it on. Okay. All right, more seriousness. I just wanted to show you that real quick. I think they're very cute. They're very cute.
Who did this probably has some passing relationship, at least, with this victim. And that matches some of the comfort level, potentially spending quite a lot of time in the house and things like that we see on the screen. Now, if you take all of that information and you put it alongside what we're glimpsing on the camera, what I was very struck by, and I know that Mary Ellen O'Toole, for example, the prominent profiler, has made the same point. A lot of what we're seeing is somebody who is way too cool under pressure, looks not even flinching under pressure. And that kind of person that we see, when we see that, we start thinking about a person who probably has some psychopathic character structure, because even somebody who is frequently committing crime, who isn't psychopathic, is going to look a little nervous.
And Dr. Gary, I mean, he's the professional in this. This person might be psychopathic. I think he definitely seems to be playing it cool. He really doesn't seem to be stressed. But to me, it makes me wonder, is he a psychopath? Or is he the one there to do the job and he doesn't have the anger, for Nancy, if you will? I'm not really sure. On that. You know what I mean? Because to want someone unalived, that you've got to have a real, more than hatred. I feel like the guy's there to do a job. That's what I feel like. He's definitely doesn't seem like he's in a hurry. But he could just be a psychopath and just, he could be the one that didn't want her alive.
They're going to do some things that show physiological evidence of being a little scared of getting caught. This person took time to conceal his identity and to not leave traces, but clearly is unafraid. The reason that's extremely important is because when we're dealing with somebody with that kind of character structure, the probability is very high that the person has had a long history of either inappropriate behavior that people would remember or criminal behavior. So that the individual that is on the camera looks to me like somebody who may very well have come into contact with law enforcement previously. And so there are two things I would be doing, because I really believe this person is local because of the comfort level. And I know many experts agree with that. And you put these two things together and you start thinking, okay, we should be talking to prisoners and people in jail and the demi-monde, of the area. And we should also be talking to people in the area who may remember having a kind of nasty run-in with a person.
Guys, 1 second. We got a little bit of more breaking news, unrelated. in Nancy Guthrie, but still, nonetheless, it is in Tucson. I was muted the whole damn time. Goodness gracious. Damn. Okay. Let's start over again. We'll try it again. All right, mother chickens, I'm not muted this time. All right, there is another woman missing out of the Tucson area, 82-year-old Nancy Rodkovich, 5'4", 120 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. She was last seen today, April 16, 2026, at 3:40 p.m. near River Road in Campbell Avenue. We know where Campbell Avenue is, don't we? She was last seen wearing a bright pink jumpsuit and black sandals. She left the area in a silver Toyota Avalon. Am I fucking muted again? Was I muted again? Pardon me. Was I muted again? Could you hear me? Okay. God, I was going to throw my computer if I was muted again. Okay. Thank you for telling. Well, she left in a car. Let's see here. Let me see if there's anything else on here. Nanvy. NVY. Radkovich. RADAK. Okay. Missing AZ. Okay. Okay, we got some more stuff on here. Just breaking 5 minutes ago.
I wish there was an easy way to control that stink.
Well, honey, take a shower. God, does it take a ferry to come to you for everything? I could have done that. 1 second. Here we go. Was there not? There's no audio? Okay. 82 years old. She left at 3:40. That's local time. She left in a silver Toyota Avalon, 3:40 p.m. today. Pima County Sheriff's Department said 5'4", 120 pounds. Are you? Okay, that's it. Okay, let's see here. Anything else? No. It sounds like hold on. Woman boyfriend accused of unaliving her mother and stepfather, dumping their bodies in a ravine, deputies say. Okay.
Dirán que te mantengas en tu lugar.
Okay. It's the 7th. Okay. So that's really all we have on her right now that that I see. Nothing. Let me check something out here. It sounds like I don't know if she got in a car or, yeah, I want to share it out here. Yep, that's it. Campbell Avenue, that's the interesting part. That is literally just breaking. It's weird, isn't it? Looking on X2, I don't know. You know, this is the thing. This is the thing about Arizona is there is so many elderly people, right? Have any elderly bodies been found recently? I don't think it's connected at either. I don't think it's connected at all, in my opinion. Not a bit. But if I do, let me just check one more thing real quick before I go on. Yeah, just KOLD is reporting KOVA, but they don't have any nothing else. Hold on. Oh, did y'all see about there's a 7-year-old missing in Arizona? Look at this. She may have been taken by her father, it says.
Adobe Acrobat Studio is all new.
Okay, 1 second. This is in the Valley. 7-year-old girl from northern Arizona was illegally taken by her father, and she could be in the Valley, authorities said today. This was updated 2 hours ago. How long is this video? Okay, 1 second.
Shocked. For an awful lot of us that work.
Hold on, what? Former Virginia Lieutenant Governor unalives his wife? What? Okay. This is 7-year-old girl from northern Arizona was illegally taken by her father, and she could be in the Valley, authorities said Thursday. According to Facebook post from the camp, do you pronounce it Verde? Marshal office, Acadia Dickinson was last seen Tuesday at her home on Dinky Creek in the neighborhood south of Highway 260 and Forest Road 618. Acadia is described as 4 feet tall, 60 pounds, with red hair and green eyes. Investigators didn't say what she was wearing. The marshal's office said that the father, Douglas Levi Dickinson, does not have custody of Acadia and took her without lawful authority. Authorities believe Acadia and Douglas may be in Camp Verde or Phoenix area. She kind of looks like she's got almost like an auburn hair. Very pretty hair color. Douglas may be driving a 2014 dark-colored Honda Accord, so like a car, with Arizona license plates D-O as in Oregon, A as in alphabet, 4, C as in Charles, the number 3. DOA4C3. Authorities are asking anyone who sees Acadia to call the Camp Verde Marshal Office 428 554 8332, or you can call your local law enforcement office. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Did I thank you yet, Linda? Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. I don't see Julie in here, but happy birthday, Julie. She might be in the other chat. It's Julie's birthday. Happy birthday, Miss Julie. Happy birthday, my love. You're welcome. Say happy birthday to Miss Julie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Julie. Happy birthday to you. The world is your oyster. It's up for you to find the pearls. And guess what? We are here. Our clams and all. Our clam shuckas and all. Thank you so much, my darling. I hope your day is amazing as you are. I know we said maybe we did sing earlier. I'll sing it again. She got a song twice. Okay. It was on one of the news streams. News or... Okay. What's this? Give me a second here. Marilyn was only 4'10". You're losing your mind. I lost mine a long time ago. Okay, let me go back to this. Dr. Gary and Brian Inton. So there's a part here I want to talk about. I think is very important and very much overlooked.
Grudge holding kind of nasty person.
Hey guys, this message is sponsored by Raycon.
We love you, Brian. Okay, thank you for the Raycon. Okay,
than they are a threat to themselves. So what you tend to see are, getting into fights with people that have slighted you, bumped into you, shortchanged you at a cash register, something like that. So there should be a lot of asking around for somebody that, and you would also be looking at post-offense behavior. Somebody who might be sort of acting out or taking steps that suggest doing something criminal.
So this person, in my opinion, he did this on the weekends. There was clearly stalking on the weekends, right? I think we can agree to that because they were looking to the 11th. This happened. Nancy went missing on a weekend as well. To me, that says one of two things. Either one, this person works, right, during the week, or secondly, if he was paid, maybe the person that paid him was off on the weekends, or maybe even worked on the weekends. But more importantly, I believe this person probably works during the week. And if this person came in, Monday morning tired or called off Monday, or was acting weird Monday, extra tired Monday,
hiding a person in their home, etc. Now, finally, what I'll say is that if this is a financially driven offense, what the statistics and my experience come together to suggest to me is that there's one of two scenarios that occurred here. Either a person or persons went in to kill this victim and made an attempt to stage an abduction.
No.
Or, and this is more likely, based on the numbers and my experience, went in to abduct her for financial
Delete it,
reasons,
mods.
and it went
BS.
south. Everything went haywire, and there was the need to eliminate the victim. Now, I will also tell you, and I want to be very sensitive about how I say this, my statistics also tell me that if she is deceased, there is a very low chance that she will ever be located intact. Offenders of this type are going to eliminate every trace of the individual, either by placing them in a deserted area where animals can eliminate the remains, or by burning or dismemberment or something like that. The idea being that in 2026, offenders are just a little too aware of how easy it is to get caught if there is some piece of somebody left. Now, again, it's very heartbreaking for me to say that, but I just think based on the numbers, I do need to say that. Finally, what I'll say is that if there is more than one person involved, and I strongly suspect there is, what I am inclined to think is that the person we're seeing on the camera, as I've said in a few places, is sort of like the waiter, and behind the scenes, there's some sort of chef. The person on the screen does not come across as particularly adept at what he is doing. He's comfortable, but makes a lot of foolish, amateurish mistakes. I mean, as simple as not wearing your holster correctly and in a way that could be very dangerous. The firearm not matching the holster, the flowers and the camera, getting caught on camera. So I think that person is a not particularly bright, but willing to do horrible things type. That might have been asked to participate in this by some more scheming individual behind the curtain. And if I'm right about that, the more scheming person behind the curtain is going to be somebody who is living a little bit more of a double life. The type of person who would superficially look even pro-social or kind to the victim, but who has a reason to want to eliminate them. Do I think that the person who did this knew the victim? Yes, I do. 92%, as I said, of people who are killed, and it does look like.
1 second. Guys, hold on. Fuck, 1 second, guys. What the hell, man? So
Guys, 1.4 to be exact. 1.4.
they are saying that there is activity 1.4 miles away from Nancy right now. There's someone on the ground there, but their cameras already froze. I was trying to play it just now. Hold on 1 second. Ginger, 1 second. I'm trying to find something. I'm going to text you, Ginger. We are waiting, but it's not confirmed that it's for Nancy, though. That's the thing. We don't know if it's for Nancy. No, that's not a white Kia. I'm trying to get confirmation on if it is related to Nancy or not, though. Give me a second. What happened to the damn live? It's just buffering. I guess the service is really bad in that area. Yeah, I know they did, but I haven't seen 857 say that yet. I would trust 857 if I hear that. Very much could be. But I'll tell you what, I don't see the FBI there. Is the FBI there? Is that the FBI? Hold on. This might be the FBI. If the FBI is there, it's the I'm looking to see. If you guys have any information, you can text me. Mods, please be dropping my phone number. Trying to see if what's going on here. They said an unmarked charger pulled up. Yeah, I don't see anything about. I need to see more if it's really Nancy Guthrie. Like, I know there's people tweeting it. Hold on. By the way, Nancy Radkovich has been located 2 minutes ago. And I think this has to do with Nancy. The other Nancy Radkovich. Look. One second. I think that's why everyone's freaking out right now. There we go. Yeah, not Guthrie. This is Nancy Radkovich. Everyone's freaking out that it was. They found her. And this was 3 minutes ago. Update: Nancy has been located. There we go. So that's what it was about. That's how rumors spread. Well, I don't think she. I think she might be okay. I think she was found okay. Hopefully. Yeah, I wasn't going to get too excited on that because yeah. That's I don't know. I think people get a little hyped up a little too quick there. She's only 120 pounds. She may have gotten lost. Well, she allegedly got in a car, a Toyota Avalon. Hopefully this little baby gets found soon as well. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to go, I guess. It's 11 o'clock. Of course. I just want to get the right message. You know what I mean? Yep. Yep, that's what everyone's freaking out. They're like, oh, it's about Nancy. Well, which Nancy? Which Nancy? Justin. Widow, it's the other Nancy. It's not Nancy Guthrie. They just found the other Nancy, Widow Vac. She had been missing since 3:40 today. wrong Nancy. If creators are putting it out, they're telling you the wrong Nancy. Okay. Yeah. It's let me just show you guys again. It's this Nancy that was missing. Right there. That Nancy. I just got here, don't go. Well, I've been here 2 hours and 30 minutes. What are you talking about, Jen? Which Nancy? Plant Lady, no, it's Nancy. Where's Plant Lady? It was a typo. It was a typo. They did have it spelled NAV, something like that. But this comes directly. I just want to show you. I see what y'all are saying. This comes directly from the Pima County Sheriff's Department. Just an FYI. They got. No, I can understand how anybody could be confused because I was confused at work. Or sorry, I was reading something. I was confused as well. I gotcha. Yeah, Pima County couldn't even spell Nancy right. I'm just kidding. Everyone makes typos. Trust me. They had it printed it wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Dreamcatcher. Good to see you. Lori, everyone. Nope. Nothing's happening. I don't think she's I don't think she's deceased or anything. She's been located. She's been located. I mean, just think of the amount of elderly people. Guys, I actually probably will go live on my J for A channel here in just a little bit. Or I might come back and do Jack and Lily. I've got stuff with Jack and Lily's case as well. But if not, I will be on my J for A channel tonight with Pearl. The most amazing monkey in the world. She's one of the most amazing primates, as are we. So, if y'all want to join me over there, if you're up in a little bit, I need to go tinkle and, make sure she looks amazing. Like, make sure her eyeliner is on and her hair is properly done, of course. So, I'm just kidding. What's my other channel? I'm so glad you asked. Could one of my mods drop my channel? It's called Justin for All. And she'll be pulling my glasses off and all of that stuff. And her blush. I would love to do her nails, but it ain't gonna work. Not yet. I want to do like a spa day video with her. Like giving her a little massage and all of that. So we might get in the floor and play some games or something. We'll see. Oh yeah, my hair will be every way parted. That is for sure. Which it looks messy already, but I needed to watch that little girl's trial today. Poor made me sick. It's Athena's so bad. So bad. So make sure you subscribe over there and hit the notification bell. if Summer's still in here, Summer, I will be on my phone on that one. And that one, if you want to drop a jewel, you can drop jewels on that one. I'm pretty sure you can drop jewels on that way. Remy the stylist. Yeah. What is it? Yes, a monkey. Nancy Grace, is she okay? Her and John Paul Jones. And what do you mean? What do you mean, Joe? Joe knows that. I don't know what he's talking about, though. I know, little Anita, man. I know. Okay. He was confusing me. Joe. He's being silly. Okay. That's, well, he was talking, he said Nancy Grace or something. And I was like, I don't get that part. All right, guys. Love you. See you guys in a little bit. Much love, everyone. Justice for Nancy Guthrie. Hopefully soon. Love you guys. Sent you 2 gifts you missed. Oh, I did? I don't see it on my end. Somebody sent gifts? I hope I haven't missed gifts today. Who sent gifts? Sent you 2 gifts you missed? Do y'all see him on your end? I didn't see it. Wanda? The pole might be in the way. I don't think it's the pole. I mean, they're saying I missed him earlier, I guess. Oh, a hairbrush? So you can send them? Okay. I didn't know you could send them like that. It doesn't notify me. Who sent them earlier, Green Eyes? You guys have the people that's been sending me like hairbrushes and stuff like that. I am very sorry. I don't mean to be snobby because I didn't know people could send them. Who sent them? Who sent them? Hold on 1 second. Wanda? Wanda, thank you so very much, my love. That is so generous of you sending some hair brushes up in here. Are you on you're on the mobile one? Let me see here. Let me try it. Where is it? Sue, thank you so much for sending 80 jewels. I appreciate that, my dear. Thank you so much. See, I need to look at this. Really appreciate you. And Prismo Pix, thank you for sending 200 jewels, my dear. I appreciate you. I sent you some emails. Okay. And Sue, thank you so much for Oh my God, guys. I am so Wanda, thank you for sending 6 jewels makeup brushes. And then Wanda, thank you for sending 10 jewels of the golden poo-poos. And Wanda, thank you for sending 2 sparkle jewels and 20 jewels of the birthday hats. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate you. That's so sweet. I can't see him on this end, so thank you for that. It's me, Jen, 16 months, coming in clutch. Happy 16 months. Thank you so much, my darling. Appreciate you. Beautiful. You are so kind, my beautiful Jen. Thank you so much. I will write it down to thank them. Thank you so much, Ginger. Appreciate you. And thank you for letting me know, Garinas. I didn't see them either. Yeah, I have to go all the way up here to look at them. So yeah. Is the monkey tied to that thing on the ceiling? Is the monkey tied? No. Is that what the ropes are for? Yes. Yes. I need to get my stripper. We got to get her a stripper pole. I'm going to go ahead and order that, actually. Monkey isn't tied. No, she's not tied to anything. So according to Google, the second Nancy went missing about a mile away from. Yes, and they found her. Yes. Is that a nightclub? No, I'm going to put a stripper pole here. We'll have strippers, poles, ropes, and true crime. You don't get that anywhere else. Just so you know. Where else do you get stripper poles, ropes, monkeys, and true crime? Nowhere. Nowhere. And good true crime, and good stripper poles, and good monkeys, and good ropes. Now let's break out the whips now. Now what? And drunk javelins. If somebody does the AI videos, if you could make me a drunk javelin, I would appreciate that. I need you to. Yes. Oh, there is an old Geico commercial that it was a pig out of all things, and I think he was in, or like he was pretending to be in a club or something like that, and he would say, if you want a good beat, all you have to say is boots and pants over and over again. It was a Geico commercial. Boots and pants and boots and pants, boots and pants, boots and pants, boots and pants and boots and pants, boots and pants, boots and pants. And he's not wrong. You're right. He wasn't a javelin. He was a pink pig. But still. Joe, are you getting tired? Listen, Joe works very hard for his guinea pigs to have a better life. He is a mother to many guinea pigs. He was the wee pig. I think so, something like that, yeah. I know what you're talking about, yeah. All right, guys. Much love. I'll see you on in a little bit. Talk to you soon. Make sure you're subbed up to Justin for all. I'll be over there in a little bit. He won't give me one. Oh, a guinea pig? You want to babysit a monkey? You would not want to babysit a monkey. That is for sure. You would call me in 3. I wouldn't be out of the damn driveway. All right, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.